After 70 years of marriage, my parents, the bedrock of our family, announced they were getting a divorce. The news landed like a thunderclap in the quiet of our lives, shattering the portrait of enduring love we all cherished. It began with a phone call, my father's voice, usually a steady baritone, now thin and distant. He was leaving just like that. The explanation was a void, a silence that stretched for miles, leaving us all grasping for answers. The house, once a haven of warmth and laughter, grew cold and somber. My mother, a woman whose strength seemed as timeless as the oaks in their yard, retreated into herself. She would spend hours in the living room, her fingers tracing the outlines of old photographs on the mantelpiece, her back turned to the world. My father, meanwhile, would sit by the window in his study, a solitary figure staring out at the fading light, his hands, which had built our world, now trembling with an unspoken weight. We, their children and grandchildren, were adrift in a sea of confusion, whispering in hushed tones, our faces etched with worry. The empty chairs at the Sunday dinner table became a stark symbol of our fractured family. We pieced together their history, replaying memories like old home movies. We saw their wedding day, a black and white moment of pure joy. We remembered golden anniversaries, holiday feasts, and quiet evenings spent side by side. Their life was a tapestry woven with shared dreams and quiet compromises. Yet looking closer, we started to see the subtle threads of discord we had long ignored. The flicker of unease in my mother's eyes during a toast, the way my father's smile never quite reached his eyes in later years. The wedding rings, the framed photos, the shared garden now overgrown, they all began to feel like relics of a story whose ending we had misunderstood. The truth finally came to light one rainy afternoon. I found my father in his dimly lit study, the air thick with the smell of old paper. He turned to face me, his eyes filled not with anger, but with a profound, weary sadness. He slid an old, yellowed letter across the desk. It was dated nearly 70 years ago, written in my mother's youthful, elegant script. It was a love letter, but not to my father. It was a heartbroken goodbye to her first love, a young soldier who never returned from the war. She had married my father on the rebound, hoping to mend a broken heart, and had spent a lifetime trying to love him as she had loved another. In the end, there was no shouting, no final bitter fight. There was only a quiet, heartbreaking understanding. I saw my mother looking at that old letter, her expression a mixture of bittersweet acceptance and release. They sat in separate rooms, two people bound by a lifetime of shared history, yet separated by a ghost. The love they built was real, but it had been built on a foundation of unspoken grief. Their story wasn't a failure of love, but a testament to its complexities. Sometimes, love simply isn't enough to heal the wounds that time cannot touch.